Hello everyone, what's going on, and welcome back to another edition of Flick News, the show here on FlickDirect, where I give you guys the latest that happened in entertainment news throughout the week, and then I give you all my personal take on the matter at hand. I'm your host, Austin Putnam, and this particular week for movie and TV news was a very interesting week. Not only do we have the official confirmed runtime for Martin Scorsese's latest flick, we also have what could be a big update for season 2 of The Last of Us, and supposedly an MCU star might be coming back to the MCU for a couple of conditions, one of them will name. But anyways, guys, let's jump into our first news story this week, and this is a story that I'm excited about mainly because it is a story on one of my most anticipated films the entire year, and that is Killers of the Flower Moon, which is Martin Scorsese's latest flick. Now, about you guys, I'm a massive fan of Martin Scorsese. In fact, I haven't found a single film from him that I dislike. And as a matter of fact, there are a couple of his films that are my favorite films of all time, like Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, Wolf of Wall Street, not to mention The Departed. Trying to go for the Boston accent. I do apologize about that. And as you are all aware, I imagine so, Scorsese is releasing his newest flick, Killers of the Flower Moon, which is a brand new Western coming out to theaters. I believe it's next month in the theaters, which I am very, very excited about. It's a Western epic, and it has been confirmed of what the official runtime will be. And I quote, the official runtime for Killers of the Flower Moon is 3 hours and 26 minutes, almost 3.5 hours long. I have heard many, and I mean many people complaining that film should only stick to being about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Here's what I could say about that. Everything should be dictated within the film's actual story and within the film's editing process. And here's the thing. When it comes to a Scorsese film, an epic like this, from everything that I have seen, I have been hearing that the film's runtime is absolutely warranted. Some of the greatest films of all time are over 3 hours long. For example, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, the theatrical cut alone is almost 3.5 hours long. Ben-Hur is nearly 4 hours long. Scorsese's last one, The Irishman, is actually almost 4 hours long, if you believe it or not. I believe that a film's runtime should be dictated by the film's story itself. If a filmmaker can tell that film's story in a cohesive manner within a certain runtime, whether it's over 3 hours, 2 hours, or below 2 hours, great. I want that filmmaker to tell the story that he wants to tell without compromising his vision. And you know what? If Scorsese feels as if his film story can be told in 3.5 hours, it should be over 3 hours, so be it. I'm looking forward to this film. From every trailer I have seen, this movie looks like it could be Scorsese's best film since, well, Wolf of Wall Street. This film has DiCaprio, also De Niro. It's a Western made by Martin Scorsese. I'm absolutely hyped. Bring it on. This particular topic has me very, very excited, even though here's the thing. Now, from what I have heard, this actually hasn't been confirmed, and there's been no names that have been revealed so far because, as you guys are aware, the SAG-AFTRA strike is still going on. In case you haven't seen The Last of Us Season 1 yet, please go check it out. The Last of Us Season 1 is a masterpiece of a Season 1. It is, seriously, as a fan of the games, or games, you guys get my point. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Season 2, knowing how the story is in the story is in part 2, because if you guys have played The Last of Us Part 2, the storytelling in Part 2 is vast, it's bigger, and that will definitely require multiple seasons. Many people have been wondering who is going to be cast as Abby. Well, apparently everyone, get this, Abby has been supposedly cast, but there's a big issue here, guys. Two big issues, actually. One, the SAG-AFTRA strike has still been going on, and I'm pretty sure no auditions can be done. The second issue is this. There have been no names that have been revealed whatsoever. So all I'm going to say is this. I firmly don't believe that Abby has been cast, because Abby is a character that needs just the right actress to cast. I firmly believe that. Not really villains, but one of the greatest conflicted characters in a video game. If you've played The Last of Us Part 2, you'll completely get what I'm saying, but still. But I guarantee The Last of Us showrunners can find a great person. I mean, heck, Bella Ramsey is terrific as Ellie. Pedro Pascal is a great Joel. I mean, Diego Luna is terrific as Tommy. So I'm only wondering, not only do they cast as Abby, but of the WLF, the Washington Liberation Front, who are, the ex-Fireflies, I'm curious as to who they cast. And also, I almost forgot to mention this one particular thing before I go on to the last news story of this week. To whoever they cast as Abby, all I'm going to say is this to the person who is cast, just be ready for some backlash in season 2, because knowing what happens in part 2, I'm just telling you, it's going to get wild. Going on to our last news story of this week, I saw this and I'm mixed at this, but I'm also curious to see how they can do it. When Avengers Endgame came out, many cast members, or particularly there's a couple of cast members that essentially retired from the roles of the MCU. Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark. I mean, there's no way he's coming back because, well, you know what happened to him in the end of Avengers Endgame. I don't need to tell you that. And also, if you guys remember correctly, Chris Evans also retired his role as Captain America because he passed the shield on to, Sam, aka Falcon, aka the new Captain America. Chris Evans has been in the news recently because, and I quote, he said that he would be open to return as Captain America. As exciting as it could be, at the same time, I don't think he should return, because here's the thing, guys. I feel like that his return as Captain America is kind of going to negate everything he did in Avengers Endgame, much the same way that Robert Downey Jr. coming back can negate the impact that he had in Avengers Endgame. Chris Evans returning as Captain America, I think could be cool as a cameo, per se, and possibly Captain America New World Order. I absolutely believe that. But coming back as a recurring role without the MCU, I just don't think it should happen. I mean, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love Chris Evans as Captain America. I absolutely love the Winter Soldier, and I love his role in the MCU. But seeing how they ended and retired his character in Avengers Endgame, I firmly believe that he should not come back. As cool as it would be to see him being in a cameo appearance in the new Captain America, nonetheless, I just don't think it should happen. And that is going to wrap things up for this week's show. Please comment us below starting off. How do you all feel starting off when it comes to the runtime for Killers of the Flower Moon? Do you think the film should be shorter, or heck, maybe longer per se? Also, do you think that Abby was cast? And if so, who do you think should be cast as Abby? And finally, are you guys open with Chris Evans coming back as Captain America, or do you think he should stay retired? Let us know below. I hope you enjoyed this week's show. If so, please hit that like button, also share, and don't forget the subscribe button and the notification bell for our latest new show goes live. If you guys want to see reviews to new shows, please click on the right there or right there. And of course, until next week's new show goes live, we'll see you all next week. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Hit like, smash subscribe, and get notified for when our reviews, interviews, and news go live.